God bless America. Well, let's just start talking about CMA Music Festival. This was one of the first places that you came after winning Idol. So what's it like to come back every year for you?
It's always really good. I mean, I came to CMA Fest as a tourist, as a visitor. I think I was maybe 14, somewhere around that age. And it's so much fun to have been on that side of it and then to now be on this side of it. And I don't know, it's just, there's people everywhere and they're all just here to enjoy and have great music. And I mean, we're the only genre of music that does this for the fans, so it's really cool.
Oklahoma Station, please.
All right, we're from Oklahoma City, came here just to
Awesome.
see you. Yes. Two quick questions. Growing up in the farm, did you ever think that you would actually make it this far?
I mean, I really don't think anybody could have possibly predicted, and I'm such a thinker and a list maker and a planner that, I mean, that's just it's not real, right? That can never happen. Come on, like, if I sell all my stuff and move to Nashville, like, nobody's gonna look at me. So, everything worked its way out, and I was basically, told this is what you should be doing. So I guess fate just whacked me on the head and said, here you go. So I'm certainly grateful.
And how important are your Oklahoma roots?
I mean, my parents still live in Shakota, so it's not just where I grew up. It's home still. Even though I live in Nashville and I live and I work here, that's still home.
Becca?
Can you give us an update on progress of the tour? I feel like we've been getting kind of sneak peeks of what may be to come, seeing you perform like on Idol with Blown Away and some of the special effects and stuff. Have you really been able to begin to flesh it out and come up with production and tricks and things?
Well, we've just kind of sat down actually this week, earlier this week, and saw, like models and, big storyboards and stuff like that. So now we're in the let's make it all happen phase. Definite, a little bit more drama, just a little more drama. I definitely wanted to be bigger than my last tour, because you always want to do something different and make it look and feel different. And we just kind of take people, I feel like, from everything we have so far, we're going to take people on this journey and they can kind of get lost in another world for a little while.
Stephanie?
Carrie, what's the strangest thing you ever had to sign for a fan?
Signed a diaper once. It was not used. Thank God. I've signed body parts, but mostly any body parts. There was intoxicated people. It was just easier to sign than instead of argue with them. Don't you have something else, like a piece of paper? Shoes, lots of shoes. Yeah, nothing too crazy, I guess.
Katie?
You're somewhat new to Twitter and you already have hundreds of thousands of followers, but is there anyone that you follow or that you have to check in on?
I definitely keep up with like American Idol and a couple of my other friends in the music business, Brad Paisley. I don't know. I'm still pretty new. I still need to go through and add more people to follow. Yeah.
Tammy?
Did I see something recently that you shot the video for Blown Away?
Perhaps. We're really lucky, this time around, planning everything, and I had a little more time up front. So since I had that, it was kind of like, well, let's think about, potential things that could happen, and let's really plan for them. So, I'm lucky. I feel like we have several songs on this album that are great potential singles. So we kind of, planned ahead.
Nancy?
Have you discussed with your husband which way he should hug the next time you win an honor?
He was just fine. You got to go with what you feel. And if he was feeling like you need to hug Brad first, then, I'm glad he went with his heart.
Joyce?
We saw in this last album how much your songwriting has developed, and Lauren Delaney told us that your next single is one that you wrote. Can you talk about being on the other side of that process as a writer with someone else cutting your songs?
I mean, I'm honored and I'm flattered and so happy that she even recorded that and for that to be her next single. You know, obviously I'm very excited. I've been lucky enough to have cuts on other people's albums, but never a single. So, you know, as a writer, you go in and that's what you hope for. You hope you'll make something great. And I'm just so glad that song found a home with her, because I think she's perfect on it.
What would you tell young artists in Oklahoma who are wanting to be country music stars? What advice would you give them?
Well, my biggest thing, I think, is just to realize that it is possible. Because like I said before, you know, growing up, I mean, I'm from a small town, and I didn't have the first clue about how to make it, or what to do, or who to talk to, or how much I should practice, or what songs I should sing, or I had no idea. And we're lucky because we do have people, so many artists come from Oklahoma, Garth and Reva and Toby and, you know, Blake, and it's nice to see that there are people that, you know, do come from those small towns, and, you know, they can make it big and still remember where they're from as they move forward and start their careers. So I think that the biggest thing is just to realize that it is possible. Don't be like me and sit at home thinking, I can't do that, you know, who am I?
Becca.
Can you talk about the fact you're going to be going over to the UK as a performer for the very first time? Can you talk about being able to expand your audience globally now?
Well, we've always talked about you know, being able to take my music and country music outside of the U.S. It just seemed like a really great time, and I've been there before as a tourist, just having fun and seeing some place I've never seen before. And this will be the first time I go to the UK and actually perform a show. So I'm very excited, and you know, people seem to like it. There will be an audience in front of me. I know that there's gonna be a lot of people that show up. So it's comforting and it's exciting to think that, you know, maybe I could take it all there and see what happens.
Lydia.
Hello from your former other hometown in Ottawa.
Okay.
I was wondering what was going through your mind when Oprah walked in your door.
It was amazing. I mean, I've met Oprah a couple times and been on her turf before, but that was the first time that she'd ever, you know, been around my home or my people, my places. Of course, they were hers first because she did live here first. But anyway, back to the story. It was really great for her to come and sit down and talk with us. And, you know, she's such a warm person and such a great interviewer, and made us both feel very comfortable. And it was really cool. It's definitely something to check off the bucket list, you know.
Marky.
Carrie, can you comment on the incredible success of Blown Away? I mean, both the album and the first single.
Well, I'm really excited. I mean, that's what you hope for, right? When you go in and you write and record and, you know, try to make it all perfect. You really want it to do well. You want people to like what you're doing. And, you know, I know now you never really know what people are going to be into or not be into. I've heard the most amazing albums that, you know, didn't really seem to do that much commercially. But you just never know. So you kind of do your best and do something that you love and cross your fingers and hope that other people will like it too. So I'm very, very excited that, you know, it's doing so well. And Blown Away, the single, I mean, it's not even a single yet, you know, and it's already doing really well as far as whatever numbers and all that junk. But it's exciting to see people get behind it, and exciting to see people like what we've done, because we did work hard.
Pat.
Sometimes when announcing your records on the radio, they seem to fall into the good Carrie and the bad Carrie categories. There's Jesus Take the Wheel and Before He Cheats.
I have a twin sister. She's my evil twin. Yeah.
Do you ever think about that, you know, dichotomy of your personality?
I mean, I feel like I'm a woman, so we are full of layers, and it's fun to be able to sing those two different kinds of songs and kind of everything in between, because I do feel like I'm somewhat complicated, and some days I want to hear a nice good song, and some days I want to be sassy and have something that'll fit my mood. So I write and I sing for myself and people like me.
Does bad Carrie have more fun?
Bad Carrie might have a little more fun. But it's fun to play that character. I feel like I'm somewhere in between. The real me is somewhere in between. So it's fun to be able to kind of play both of those characters.
Tammy for the last one.
I was at an event on Tuesday that your husband was at, and I was just wondering, the Technobrock
Mhm.
shoot, do those hunting sensibilities, how do you deal with that as a vegan? Or is he just a shooter?
I think he's more just a shooter. He hasn't killed anything since we've been together. I keep him busy, so, he doesn't have time to do stuff like that, but he does enjoy getting out there and doing stuff like that for a good cause, and, he's a dude, and he gets around all his other male friends, and, they shoot, I guess, clay pigeons. I don't know what they were doing out there. I didn't ask.
Jerry, thank you very much.